Okay, ladies and gents, welcome along to round 2 of Division 2 of FTRL, Season 7. We are here tonight at the Yas Marina circuit we're at the Marina Bay circuit in Abu Dhabi. Do excuse me for getting that wrong. Joining me in the commentary box tonight is my good friend FTRL Panda, also known as Will. How are you, my friend?
Looking forward to what should be a very, very interesting race.
Exactly. Well, if last night's anything to go by, then we should be in for a treat. A couple of things to pick up on. First of all, this will be the usual commentary team now for Division 2 for this season. So, only our second time doing the commentary together, Will. So, fingers crossed we gel nicely and the people won't get too bored of our voices.
They'll love it, it'll be fine.
So, right. So, first of all, I think we better touch on what happened last night. So, we had the Division 1 race here last night, and I think we had 10 retirements, and I don't believe any of them were from actual collisions. I'm pretty sure that most of them were done by individual errors, tyre temperatures, tyre wear, people just losing the car. If it's last night's anything to go by, it should be quite eventful this evening. Will, what's your thoughts? Do you think people were going to have learnt from last night's race, or do you think people were going to persevere with it?
I mean, I'd hope people would have learned. It was pretty obvious what the problem was, really. I mean, you let everyone know straight away in the stream after you crashed out that the setup that everyone was running meant that everyone just crashed through turn 2 and turn 3, so hopefully people might have sorted that out.
Yeah, well, fingers crossed. Well, just on board at the moment with Rich T Gaming, who's making his first appearance of the season. He's teammates with the very famous Goy Kart. We've got a couple of yellows already. First race of the season for Dan, so he is kind of a race in arrears. He'll be hoping to put in a good performance tonight. I think he said earlier on he's looking for just slow and steady tonight, as he believes that will get him some points. That'll be an invalidation on his lap.
Yep, straight away.
Yeah, but I suppose we'd better, if we can, go on board with this man, Raver's Revenge. He's excellent pace so far. That dominant performance in Germany last week, do you think he's going to make it 2 out of 2, mate?
Yeah, I do. I think he's been practicing this track a lot, I've seen, and he seems to be one of the only people that can actually manage their tyres at the minute, so I think he should, without maybe Cress putting in a performance, I think he's probably got this one covered.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one. I mean, we've got 18 drivers tonight. Unfortunately, we are missing the Quakes, and we are also missing Torco Racer. So, unfortunately, we are not in the presence of those guys this evening, and the preheated oven as well, who has gone off to see a family member. So, we wish him all the best with that. The two Force Indias are in a line at the moment on the track, maybe giving each other a tow. But Ravers is currently on a flying lap. Let's see where it's put him.
Quick shout out to Wheeman. First race in FTRL, I believe, maybe?
No, he raced last week. He did race last week. Yeah, he did, yeah. So basically, Weeman is our reserve driver for Div 2, looking to get a permanent seat, which we think might happen sooner rather than later. But yeah, he's shown some pretty good pace. He's a friend of Chicken Guy, Cress, etc, etc. Raver's Revenge just takes pole, 134.943. So he is about 300ths of a second quicker than City Posh Blue, who will be looking for a better result this evening compared to last week.
Yeah, those first guys into the 134s. I think pole Div 1 was just into the 133s, I think. So we'll see how close these guys can get.
133.7 was the pole time last night, and that was set by Tico, who has won 2 races out of 2 so far in Div 1. But
yeah, that was a lightning lap.
Yeah, fantastic lap. Just on board prototype Steph, he's one to keep an eye on. He has got a lot of pace. He's normally a bit of a dark horse in most leagues that he is in, so certainly one to keep an eye on tonight.
Another one to keep an eye on in terms of qualifying, especially, is Chicken Guy. In the practice numbers we've been doing, he's been right up there with Ravers, so he's fair to say.
Absolutely. Hammer Time's put in a good lap so far as well. He'd definitely be able to go quicker than that. There's only 6 people that have set laps, but he'll be looking for a bit of redemption there. Unfortunately, lost it last week whilst he was in P4, and he retired the car, so he's going to be looking for a bit of redemption. Pagani's in the chat saying, "Hi guys, Goy for the win."
I mean, he might just need to keep it on the track, so you never know.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Goy got his first ever points last week, so fingers crossed he can make that 2 out of 2. But fingers crossed for him. Obviously, there's more people in the lobby tonight. I imagine we're going to see a few retirements. Have you got a guesstimate on numbers? What do you reckon is going to be the retirement number tonight?
I reckon we're going to get half finished, so we're going to get 9 retired.
Do you? I reckon we're going to get 7 retirements tonight. I reckon we won't lose as many as last night.
Yeah, that was a bit of an anomaly. That's a hard word to say. Anomaly. It's a bit of an anomaly, was that?
Yeah, I'm glad you.
Retirements last night.
Yeah, glad you said that. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
It took some effort.
Well, I'm just on board with Matt Cause at the moment. He is another one. Finished P4 last week. But for a late wing change, he might well have got a podium. So at the moment, he's sitting in the promotion spots, even though it's only after one race. He's looking good this season, a lot quicker. So fingers crossed for a good race.
I think we've got Crest coming to the line here. I don't know if it's his outlet. See where he puts it. Oh, it is his outlet. Look at that.
Maybe it was a invalidation, possibly.
Could have been.
Could well have been indeed. Right, we're going to go to Matt Cause as he is on a flying lap. One person also that deserves an honourable mention is FTRL Daddy, who finished P5 last week. So he will be absolutely chuffed for that. Again, like we always say, very, very new to league racing. And he's been putting in the hours. Not so much on this game, which might come to his detriment, but we'll have to wait and see. Matt Cause crossing the line, about to start a flying lap. So we'll take it on board with him. What's the danger corners for you around here, Will?
Well, obviously, as I said before, turn 2 and 3, both of those terrible. Oh, that's a good lap. That's
a fantastic lap. That's almost a second. That's basically a second quicker. So Tim Tonnerre with a superb lap there. I think that would have put him P3 in Division 1.
Oh, yeah.
That's an absolute...
I've seen his time trial pace. He's found it.
That's a sculpture of a lap. I think Ravels will do well to beat that.
Chicken Guy's just on second as well. Good luck from him.
Yeah.
Yeah, as well as that, in terms of corner cutting, there's a chicane after the second DRS straight, which is very easy to corner cut, as is the first chicane after the turn 2 and 3. So both of those are pretty dangerous in that regard.
Matt Cause coming up to that little complex now. Let's see how he handles it. A little bit deep on entry. Overall takes it pretty smooth. Might be a bit slower than he wanted, but I think just to get a lap on the board would be a good place to start. Obviously we get 18 minutes for short qualifying now, so that gives the guys an extra 6 minutes compared to what they had in F1 2017. And Matt Cause coming around the final couple of corners now. Where's this going to put him? I imagine around P4, P5. A little bit wide on the penultimate corner. P6, so not too far off.
Pretty close.
Yeah, not too bad. Where's Tim 12? Actually, we're going to go on board with Goy Carp.
Oh, the legend.
Yeah, I don't think he's on a flying lap. If he is, it's not gone particularly well for him. I think he was on a flying lap.
He's picking himself up in the podcast we did the other week. So
he was. Well, he's on... Yeah, I think he's just... I'm not so sure what he's going to be doing now. He might be coming in this lap, because the 143 is not a fair representation of his pace. Where is FTRL Daddy? Here he is, coming up to the line to start a flying lap.
Well saved.
Thank you. Projestic in the chat, welcome along, Padge. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of drivers easing off through that second, turn 3. They obviously took note of how many people crashed and they're just taking it fairly steady in this stage of the qualifying.
Yeah, well, I had a little bit of a nose earlier on at the time trial setups for everybody, and I know obviously you shouldn't always use time trial setups for a race, but pretty much everyone in the top 200 in the world have all got the same setup, and I think a lot of them are in this in FTRL, should I say. So I imagine they would have all taken notice of that. One thing to point out was Dutch Tricks last night, joined during qualifying, started 16th on the grid, and he ended up finishing P4 with a default setup, and he seemed to manage that absolutely beautifully. So that might be the way to go. I'd be interested to see or to know how many people have actually done exactly that.
Yeah, the only problem I can see with default setup around here is those big straights, you're going to be pretty vulnerable, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, luckily there's only really the two straights up. Well, I mean, you could include the start-finish straight, but it's not that long. Other than that, it's quite a windy, tight circuit. So, Daddy coming up across the line, 1:35.8, so that puts him in P10 as it currently stands.
It's a good lap from Willie takes earlier. He's got himself up to second.
Yeah, that's half a second clear. So where is Toom Patter? Not had the best start to the season. I think he lagged out last week, but gone very, very wide at the final corner. Again, someone very new to league racing, but that was an invalidated lap. But he's not got a lot of charge in his battery either, so he's probably going to have to save that for a lap.
Tim 12 still hasn't managed to get around a lap without disqualifying yet, so hopefully this one's okay.
Yeah, right, just looking at the tyres fitted, pretty much, yeah, everyone's on the Hypersofts. The first person that isn't is Rich T Gaming, and he's in P11. So, right, okay, so if he sticks on Hypersofts, he can maybe get himself into P6, P7, could knock out a bit of time off of that.
Yeah, it depends if he's really wanted to start on the Hypers of this race, because, I mean, you saw by yesterday, lap 3, they're pretty much dead.
Yeah, definitely. Quite a few drivers in Division 2 are no assists as well. Which is, we've got Nils in the chat supporting Tim Eden12. Thank you for tuning in. We won't go on board with Tim. Well, unfortunately we haven't got much of a choice at the moment, but he's got that rev glitch. City Posh is retired, so he's going to be at a maximum P5. Goy Carper's retired, and he's going to be starting right from the back. But I don't think Goy will be too disappointed with that, to be honest. Tim Tonnerre for P1, he's saying. I think you might well be correct there, my friend.
I think you've cheated with that prediction a little bit. I mean...
Yeah, he saved that somehow. Tim 12, he's really struggling. He's struggling last week as well.
Maybe he's struggling to get to terms with this game.
Yeah. I think it's a lot more difficult than people have anticipated it to be, given the fact that it is a bit more of a simulation this time. But Tim's going to be coming around.
Struggling.
Yeah, Tim's back into the pit, so let's find somebody on a flying lap. Let's go to one of the Ferrari drivers. Cress is on a flying lap, I believe. A lot of the cars have the rev glitch, which is really, really irritating because I like to go on board with them.
Yeah, the latest patch has not fixed that.
No. The big question is, will we see a safety car this evening?
No.
Because we haven't seen one yet so far, and we should have definitely had one last night. We had myself, Katamise and Plexits all spin in synchronised fashion around turn 3 on lap 3. So I think that's where the drama is going to really unfold tonight. Will, I think it's going to be turn... Oh, hello. Cress has dived back into the pits.
Yeah, I think he invalidated his lap on the second to last corner there.
Yeah.
Wee man's done a decent lap.
Yeah, he certainly has. P8, nicely done. Chicken Guy sitting behind him at the moment, who is on a flying lap, so hopefully he doesn't get hindered by Wee Man. Might be getting a little bit of a tow from here, but no, Chicken Guy's coming into the pit, so that's going to be his qualification over and done with. Tim Tonnerre still leading the way. I don't think we're going to see that much more of a challenge now, other than maybe from Willie Tix, and I mean the obvious choice being Raver's Revenge. I think he is the man to go on board with for this final lap of qualifying. Just on board with Tim now. He's about to come around and start a flying lap. The question is, do you think he can improve?
The Tim Tonnerre.
Yes.
I mean, I would like to think, just for my own safety, no, but I reckon he can.
Yeah, as I was saying earlier on, a lot of these guys in Div 2 are no assist users. I think looking at the grid that we've currently got, we have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to say 6 or 7 no assist users, which is pretty good going, nearly half the grid. Running no assists, pretty impressive. Normally down in the bottom divisions you get people using mainly all the assists.
Yeah, no traction around here is, well, if you're not nice and smooth on the cross-off, and pretty harsh on your rears, and that is, I think, where most people came unstuck last night.
Right, so we are going to keep an eye on Tim Tonnerre, then we're going to go to Willie Tix, and then we're going to go to Ravers, as they should be the ones. Prototype Steph's move up to P6 of 135 flats, a good lap from him.
Yeah, it's apparently City Posh crashed into the pit entry.
Yeah, I've just seen that. It's very, very unlucky. 1 or 2 stop. Definitely a 2 stop around here. The Hypersofts, I'll be surprised if they get people past lap 5. And that's being generous. Tim Tonnerre, oh, he's just missed. He's gone 34.0, so he's just missed out on improving. I think it was exactly a tenth off of his time. So, either way,
yeah, I mean,
he's looking strong.
Good.
Yeah. Struggle with no traction.
Willie Tix is really trying.
Yeah, Willie Tix is really, really pushing it, and he's pulled out of his lap. So that's his qualification over. It's all on this man, Raver's Revenge. Can he put his car on pole, or at least on the front row? I think that's what he'll be looking for, to get in front of Willie Tix and Chicken Guy. A little bit wide there, coming towards the penultimate corner now. Does he drop down to 4th? He does indeed. Nice and tight line through the final corner. Is it going to be an improvement? No, it's not. It's a Raver's Revenge starting P4. And I believe that is qualifying complete.
Got Matt Claus.
That's a good point. Matt Cole's come across the line. Oh, that put him up to what? P4? Cracking lap. Superb lap from Matt Coles.
I think he's just got himself above Ravers then.
I think he has. So the final classifications for qualifying will be announced in just a second, but yeah, I think it's the first couple of laps. Hopefully we don't see too much action in terms of collisions. But right, so the qualifying results are as follows. So we've got Tim Tonnerre on pole, taking his first pole of the season with Willie Tix alongside him. On the second row we've got Chicken Guy and Matt Cause, who's just jumped Raver's Revenge, who's on the third row with City Posh Blue. Then we've got Prototype Steph and Wee Man with a good qualifying session between those guys, and then Cress and Blue Flag rounding off the top 10. And then the final 8 drivers on the grid are Hammer Time and Daddy on the 6th row, Rich T Gaming and Bendel on the 7th row, Agent Panda and Goy Carp, the last 2 to set a time. Then we've got Toon Patter in 17th and Tim N12 disqualified from the session. So they'll be starting from the back. Right, we're all going to put you on the spot. Who's your tip for the podium and in what order tonight?
Well, I can't justify not putting Tim Tonnerre at number 1 there with those sort of times. I think Ravers will get number 2. I think he'll come through the field quite nicely, and I think I'm going to give Matt Claus a shout for P3.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to put my money on Ravers to win this tonight. I feel like Chicken Guy is going to come second, and I think it's going to be between Tim and Matt Cause for third, possibly Cress as well. It's going to be very, very close. I'd like to see Willie Tix get himself a podium, but unfortunately, he hasn't got the best record in terms of finishing races. So, or cleanly finishing races, should I say? So we are just starting the formation lap, which is hugely important.
Very much so.
Do you want to take us through the importance of the formation lap, Will? I will just be back in just a moment. Or just generally chat.
I mean, formation lap can be good or bad. Depends if it. Sometimes, I mean, for me, it sort of settles down the nerves a little bit. You can obviously practice your start. You can just get the feel of the car with all the fuel in. So for me, it helps. But some guys can maybe build up the stress a bit more because you are waiting longer for the race start. So let's see which one of those is going to be best suited at the start of this race. Have a look what tyres everyone's on. Yeah, obviously all the top 10 are on the hypers. We've got Dhabi and Bendel starting on the supers, and everyone else on the ultras, apart from the top 10. So I think Garni's put in the chat that you can do a one-stop if you go supers to ultras or ultras to supers, but those ultras or supers aren't going to feel great at the end of the race because I was on a two-stop with the ultras and they were rubbish. So to see if they stick to that one-stop or switch to two-stop like everyone else. I think to avoid any sort of tyre wear, sort of in later stints, you need to get to maybe that 7 or 8 on the hypersofts. But that can be quite tricky with the tyre wear on this track.
Right, I'm back with you, my friend.
Yes, returned.
I have returned.
Yeah, I was just explaining that Hagani reckons you can do one stop if you do ultras to supers or supers to ultras, so that's what P11 to P18 would be hoping for.
Can be done. We saw Dutch Tricks do that last night and did that very, very successfully, may I say. But unless you are superb with your tyres, I mean, I'm not overly convinced that the whole tyre temperatures and management thing is completely accurate at the moment. I think they will release a patch on it because I think a hell of a lot of people are experiencing the same problems with the overheating tyres, unless we're all missing a massive trick. It does seem to be extremely difficult on some tracks compared to others.
Yeah, it certainly seems that way. I'm going to keep an eye on Cress, I think, from the start, see if he can make up any positions.
Yeah, I think he's going to have a good race tonight. But anyway, we are ready for lights out in Abu Dhabi. And we are 5 lights. And away we go. Can't see too much. Looks like Tim's had quite a good start there. Chicken Guy's had an awful start. Matt Cors could be going up the inside of him. Runs wide. Ravers is maintained position under pressure from Wee Man. Hopefully there's no contact. Not so much. Ravers has dropped down another position. Lost out to Wee Man. He's under pressure from City Posh Blue, who's looking up the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. It's in a little bit of debris, but a fairly clean start.
Yeah, I think Cress was very, very cautious to that corner, and the two behind battling didn't quite notice that.
Oh, one of the Williams has had a bit of a moment in the background. I'm not too sure who that was. I think it might have been Tim 12.
I think it was.
But we're going to go. The two Force
Wee Man's
Indias.
had a great start.
So Goy looks like he gave Rich T Game a bit of a push off the track then. I don't know whether it was a traction issue or something along those lines. We've got 15 people watching the stream, so welcome along everybody. Thank you for tuning in. Going up to Prototype Steph. Just going to take a look at position changes so far. So Wee Man's moved up 4 places. Chicken Guy's dropped down 3. Ravers has maintained. And Tim Tonnerre and Willie Tix have had a very good start. The Hash driver of Hammer Time has just clipped the back of Prototype Steph there, but I don't think there was any wing damage. But thankfully, quite a nice clean start at the moment, Will.
Yeah, we've only seen a few broken wings, maybe 1 or 2 overall, so that's a good start. Willie Tix is keeping on the back of Tim Tonnerre nicely.
He certainly is. You've got the 2 Ferrari drivers running in 7th and 8th respectively. One of them's dropped a position, another one's gained a position. So
Raver's got very close to Wheelan coming out of those turns 2 and 3, but I think he backed off because he's lost a little bit of time there, but he's going to close back up.
yeah, oh, Cress has dived up the inside of his teammate, little switchback move. Can he make it stick? City Posh has had the better traction at the exit. But City Posh has already got his fuel light on, so that's something to definitely take into account. Cress has now got Slipstream. Going to look up the inside, is he? He certainly is. The two Ferraris. Yeah, City Posh backs off, lets him through. Flips a bit of curb, and that's
nice.
Cress getting
Nice respectful racing there.
Certainly it was. Raver's Revenge right on the back of Wee Man now. He's going to look towards the outside. Wee Man gives him a little bit of a squeeze. Raver's nice and sensible. Agent Panda's unfortunately lagged out of the session. Let's hope he can get back into his car.
Yeah, there was some good defensive driving from Wee Man there.
Yeah, it was. He's certainly had a very good start to the race. We've got a couple of yellows. Not too sure what's happened.
Not too sure either.
No, I can't see anybody losing positions. Prototype Steph has now lagged out of the session. He does have problems with his PlayStation, so hopefully it's not turned itself off like it does do sometimes. Tim Tonner sets the fastest lap. Got 2.5 second gap to Willie Tix in the McLaren, who is becoming under increasing pressure from Matt Cause, who looks very racy tonight.
Yeah, Chicken Guy's caught up to Raver's Revenge and Wee Man as well.
Yeah, whoa. Willie Tix has run. He's had an absolute moment now, and he's dropped down to P6. And he very, very, very nearly took out Raver's Revenge. So Willie Tix's tyres are already gone by the looks of things.
Valentine and Blue Flag are side by side.
Yeah, so Wee Man and Ravers. Ravers has just got his nose ahead at the moment. Yeah, and he's managed to get the move done with DRS, although Wee Man's in his slipstream. Is he going to take a dive on Ravers? Hopefully it's not too bad. Gets the move done. Ravers has to take evasive action. So Wee Man looking quite aggressive in the background. We've got Cress and Willie Tix going side by side as well. Willie Tix with the DRS. So he should just be ahead. Yeah, Ravers has got himself in front of Wee Man, who's completely cut the corner and got the position back.
Yeah, he should probably give that one up. But there
yeah, he probably should. Yeah, the problem is Ravers is definitely quicker than Wee Man at the moment. He doesn't want to try anything too audacious or silly at the moment, but he is now about 6.5, 7 seconds off of the race lead. So Tim's in complete control at the moment.
Certainly, as Blue Flag is making steady progress, he's got past City Posh on that lap.
Okay, nicely done. Right, I'm going to go on board with Chicken Guy, as he's at the back of this train at the moment.
Let's have some Ferrari stacking here. Cress and City Posh both pit on the same lap.
Yeah. Right, Chicken Guy, he looks like he's got good grip at the moment, should I say. Matt Cause has dropped off as well, so Wee Man and Ravers and Chicken are catching up. So we have FTRL Daddy's gone. I'll go on board with Rich T Gaming and see where it is. Yeah, on the right hand side he's lost his traction, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is the corner where everyone does tend to do.
Yeah, Wee Man going to take another dive on Ravers, is he? Yes, he does. Oh, that was a little bit naughty, that one. Ravers. Yeah, it's a little bit aggressive there from Wee Man.
Needs to make sure he didn't get carried away with this fight.
Yeah. It's all well and good.
Wide.
Yeah. Oh, that was...
Ooh.
That did not look good at all.
From this broadcast angle, that looks like Wee Man didn't really give Ravers any room there.
No, not at all. I know he had Chicken Guy on his inside, but no, that wasn't a sensible move there from Wee Man. So I imagine that'll be coming into the steward's office.
Probably.
Yeah, that is a real shame to see that. So unfortunately we have lost our championship leader at the moment, Ravers Revenge. But we've got a nice little battle now for P5 as FTRL Blue Flag dives into the pits. And Bendel and... Is it hammer time? Yeah, they've continued on.
Chicken Guy has kept on, as is Wee Man. Chicken Guy has got past Wee Man.
Oh, Wee Man's now spun.
He's
Wee Man has spun, lost his tyres. Hopefully he doesn't.
Oof. Yeah, he needs to calm it down a little bit, I think.
Yeah, he does. Definitely needs to calm it down. Bendel coming up alongside him now. Bendel on the super soft tyres has made up 10 positions. I know people have pitted in front of him, but yeah, Wayman needs to be a lot more sensible in these situations at the moment.
Yeah, he was going well up until those incidents.
Yeah, it's a shame to see what happened to Raver's Revenge, I must say.
Certainly is.
Toompat has had a fairly solid start, up 9 places. He's on the back of Willie Tix.
Interestingly, Cress and Willie Tix have both gone to the supers instead of a 2-stop with the ultras.
Yeah, so just have a look at the tyres now. So Tim's gone on to the ultras. Willie Tix, yep, supers. Maybe they're going to go for supers and then try and finish up on the hypers if they can make them last that long. I can't imagine they will.
I think they might have seen the struggle that people were having doing a 2-stop with the ultras on the tyres last night and decided to throw a super soft stint in there.
Well, I'll be the first one to tell you how much of a struggle that was.
It was tricky.
Yeah. Right, well, Tim 12 is currently just shy of a second behind Goy, and he's spun.
Ooh. He's completely lost it out of that corner.
Yeah, I don't know whether City Posh hit him then. I don't think he did because he's got no wing damage. But yeah, Tim is struggling.
Right.
Prototype Steph has rejoined the session. So if we just look at stops, who is yet to stop? So we've got the top 3 of Chicken Guy, Hammer Time and Bendel, and Tomb Patter as well need to stop. Agent Panda unfortunately didn't rejoin the session in time to be able to get into his car, so he's missed out. I'm just going on board with Wee Man to see how we approaches this with Chris. Gets himself ahead.
Yes, indeed. Could pull that pressure tyres there, he's got through.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at the moment, Tim Tonnerre looks like he's in control of this race. The 2 guys ahead of him are still yet to pit, and he's only about 8 seconds off of the lead.
Yeah, he just seems to just have another gear really in pace compared to the rest of the guys.
Yeah, certainly does. Obviously a long way to go. Matt Core's running well. He's got about a 5-second gap to Willie Tix, who's in net 3rd. But now Tim on the back of Hammer Time.
Fastest lap was Matt Core's.
He's going well. Oh, Tim! Oh, he's just hit the back of Hammer Time. Trying too hard to get past too quickly. He needs to have a bit more patience.
Done some damage?
I don't think he's got any damage, but he nearly sent Hammer Time into a spin.
Yeah, he's got fast now. He could have just waited till then.
Yeah. I think maybe he could have caught him by surprise.
Could have done, definitely. Is Chicken Guy going to stop yet?
No, Chicken Guy's still not stopped, and he's still on those hypersoft, so he's going well with them, but he doesn't really want to stretch them too far. Unless he is going to try and go hypersofts to supers. But that's a risky strategy in my opinion.
It's definitely a bit risky, yeah.
But he looks in control of the car. We've got a battle of the Force Indias at the moment. And Goy's lifted off and let Rich D Gaming through.
Controversial, Goy Kart did declare himself #1 driver at Force India earlier, so... See how that's changed. He just picked Chicken Guy from the view of the race.
Yeah, he's lifting off. He's giving his teammate plenty of room. He's not under any sort of immediate threat. But I'm wondering if we're going to lose too many more. Right, Chicken Guy has pitted. And he's going to rejoin. Possibly behind Willy Tix. Possibly behind...
Yeah.
No, not behind Wee Man. He's going to be come out in P6.
Bendor Hammer Time do have to pit, so P4, I believe.
Yeah, P4, net P4, yeah. So the current net podium sitters are Tim Tonner, Matt Cause and Willy Tix.
Although Hamilton and Bendor might be able to do a one-stop, so that might could mix things up towards the end of the race.
Yeah, but they need to... Well, they'll be in a party together, but they don't want to stack in the pits.
Certainly not.
But Matt Cause is on the hunt for P3. He doesn't want to push it too hard though. Currently in harvesting mode with his ERS, trying to save his battery.
Yeah, my fellow Toro Rosso driver here, the only one currently in this race, so see what he can do.
Well, he's had a good start to the season, Matt. Got P4 last week, as we said. At the moment, he's net P2 in this race. Doesn't want to do anything silly behind Bender here. Needs to realise he does not need to push this, Matt.
Yeah, the main thing for him at the minute is to keep control of that.
Yeah.
Those rear tyres.
But there's still a long way to go in this race. He doesn't need to push this at all. If you're going to do it,
Chicken Guy.
do it down the straight.
He's got three lap pressure tyres as Chicken Guy behind him.
Yeah,
so
he certainly has.
we should be able to get him here, I think.
Quick up. There we go. Matt Cause. Whoa.
Whoa, Bendel dived it there into defensive, and Matt Cause, good awareness there, saw it coming.
Matt Cause just needs to be patient. All he's doing is he's inviting pressure from Chicken Guy behind him. That's all he's doing.
Yeah,
he's lost
3
his
seconds.
Yeah, he's lost his chance now.
Yes,
Right,
he's got 3 seconds just on that first little complex there as Chicken Guy.
Right, prototype Steph is about to get past City Posh Blue, is he? Going side by side.
Oh, this could be a nice move.
City Posh trying to switch back to too much curb.
It's a lovely move that.
It certainly was. Good move from prototype Steph, who did actually lag out of the session earlier. Matt Cause has got past Bendel now. So what he now needs to do is he needs to sort of push a little bit and hope that Bendel doesn't pit this lap and Chicken Guy gets held up a little bit behind him. So I imagine that Hammer Time will pit before Bendel does.
Yeah, I think the Ultras can do maybe 12 laps. I think 12, 13 laps. Bendel's in Supers, so he should be out for a while yet.
Yeah, right. Well, Hammer Time stayed out. Is Bendel coming in? No, he's not.
Yeah, Tim Tonner's now got a commanding lead over this.
Yeah, he has. He's got about 12 seconds, yeah. So it's his race to lose at the moment. But I think Matt Cause will be happy with P2 as it currently stands. Not too much else going on. Everyone else is fairly evenly spread out. I imagine we're going to see Chicken Guy.
Seems to have adapted to this getting very well, Matt Cause.
Yeah, he definitely is. I know he's been putting in the hours.
Yeah, I think him and Ravers are the two big gainers so far in this F1 2018.
Definitely, 100%. Well, I was talking to Matt Cause a couple of days ago and he said to me all he wants to do is try and be a little bit more sort of cool-headed and go in with a bit more of a calmer approach. Prototype Steph, something's happened.
I think he's had a spin.
Yeah, he has. I don't think he's lost. Yeah, his tyres. It's his tyres.
They're gone.
Yeah, it's so difficult to try and maintain that. It really is tough. Yeah, right, where's Chicken? Yeah, look, Steph spun again. His tyres are completely gone. Needs to be very, very careful.
Ooh, is he going to go for this?
Oh.
No, he just holds off a little bit.
Yeah, no, look, Bendel's definitely doing Matt Cause a favour at the moment. Chicken Guy's really, really nearly lost it.
Yeah, he's only on 2 laps those tyres. He needs to try not to spin them up too much.
He doesn't want to put too much pressure on himself.
Yeah, if he can continue this Chicken Guy's stand-up performance to him, really.
Yeah, Wheatman's caught up to the back of Willie Tix. But I'm going to stay with Chicken Guy at the moment, see if we can get past Bendel.
Should be able to make a move coming out of this hairpin.
Wheatman's just got himself another penalty. Oh, that's a poor exit from Chicken Guy, but I still think he'll get this done.
Yeah, as long as he whacks all his engines and ERS and all that up.
Yeah, he's up into overtake. Yeah, he's absolutely flown past him. I can't see Bendel putting up too much of a fight either for this.
The good news is we seem to have lost the slipstream glitch.
Yeah, touch wood.
Yeah, definitely. But a few people have left and rejoined, and it seems fine. So hopefully that's will stay that way.
Yeah, definitely. But Bendel was attacking. Right, Wee-Man is on the back of Willie Tix now. Is he going to make a move?
Willie Tix inside.
Yeah.
Defensive driving in the end.
I imagine that the Wee-Man will be getting himself a penalty after this race. Obviously down to the stewards, but that's an aggressive move as well. And now he's... Yeah, no, he needs to really calm down.
Yeah, he needs to. There's a lot of laps in this race and a lot easier
places to overtake. Yeah, he should really give that position back, in my opinion.
Yeah, he might be quite inexperienced in league racing though, so
yeah, very true.
Might need to give him the benefit.
Very, very true.
Chicken Guy's been going very quickly on those ultra softs. He's caught right up to the back of Matt's horse.
Yeah, Matt's probably just trying to preserve his tyres, I would have thought. I think
Chicken Guy.
Matt will be content with a podium regardless, I think.
Oh,
Willie Tix. Right, where's...
Oh, he's coming out of turn 3 again.
Yeah, I'm going to go on board with City Posh just to get a clearer view of the incident, if we can. Whereabouts is he?
I'm not sure.
No, I can't see him either.
He must have slid quite far off the track.
It's probably over to the left, because that can happen. It's happened to me.
Chicken Guy's got past Matt cars.
Yeah, I don't think Matt's going to be too annoyed by that, because I think he's still looking on course for a podium.
Yeah, Wheelan's probably his next closest rival at the minute.
Right, yeah.
About 7 seconds behind. Yeah, Chicken Guy, by extending that first stint, has got very fresh tyres compared to everyone else on the same strategy.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, Hammer Time, I believe, has boxed. He has indeed. So he's taken him a little bit longer than what I thought he would. The question is... No, Bendel's not going to follow. I would have done that maybe a lap earlier.
He's on the supers, Bendel.
Oh, Bendel's on the supers. Right,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, so they've gone for alternate strategies there. Right.
Not sure how long they can go, for goodness.
No, well, Hammer Time's gone on those to the end now. Oh, he's nearly spun coming out the pits. That could have been a very nasty way to ruin a good race.
Come on, just ahead of Blue Flag, which is exactly the same way they were before the pits, I believe.
Yeah. And he's just got ahead of Cress as well, on the same tyres, and Cress has been on those for 9 laps and Hammer Time's on fresh set, so he's net P5 at the moment.
Yeah, he's done a good first stint at Hammer Time.
He certainly has. Looking at position changes as well, he's up 5 and he'll be up 6 once Bendel pits. So it's been a good performance from him.
Yeah, he has. Tim Tolaire's now 17 seconds clear of Chicken Guy. I'll keep an eye on that time, see if it starts coming down or if it stays about the same.
I think it's his race to lose at the moment. I can't see anybody catching him. Just on board with Blue Flag as he's carrying so much more speed than Cress. I think that is the move done. Yes, it is. Matt Pauls has just picked up a time penalty.
Yeah, Press doesn't seem to quite have the outright pace he did.
No.
Hoffenheim.
Well, I'm just as surprised as many others at the moment that we've not had more retirements than what we've already had. I was anticipating more. But it must be said, at the moment, Goy Karp is just outside of point scoring position. Just. Kress has come into the pits now. So maybe his tyres are just gone.
Yeah, he might be struggling with those.
I think we might see a few spins towards the end of this race. What tyres is he going to go on?
On the ultras.
That's a very, very brave call. Right, Wee Man is approaching the back of Bendel. No, me neither. Well, I can barely manage 5 laps on the ultras.
No, let's see if Wee Man can get past Bendel a little bit more calmly.
Right, Kress has gone up the inside of Rich T Gaming. He's allowed him space on his outside, and that is the move done. Dan's attempting to switch back, didn't quite make it stick.
Yeah, those fresh ultras will be nice and pacey at the minute.
Yeah, Wee Man with the dive there. He's concerning me quite a lot. He's going to go for this here as well, I think. He is. He squeezes Bendel. Yeah, he's pushed.
It's almost like watching someone race against the AI at the minute. He's not giving any sort of, I think, respect on the track is probably a way of putting it.
Yeah. I mean, he's been a long-term follower of FTRL and he's finally got himself in, which is always good, but just needs to calm himself down a little bit more. I think the two Force India's battling for P10. Obviously, we saw in Sunday's race at Singapore that that's not always a good thing when the Force Indias fight. But I feel like these two have a lot more of a better relationship than what Perez and Ocon do.
To be fair with Goy Karp, he's been keeping up with Rich T very well through this stint, despite having slightly older tyres.
He certainly has, and they're in touching distance of Crest and City Posh, who has actually pitted now, so Goy's going to be up into a point scoring position again.
He's not taking any chances with the tyres of City Posh, going on to the Supers for the last 13 laps of the race.
Yeah.
Tim is no longer extending his lead, still around 17 seconds.
Kind of maintaining it. Yellow in sector 3.
Sure. Tim 12, I believe. Yeah, he's just spinning round and around.
Yeah, he's not having not having the best of luck at the moment, is Tim?
No, he's been struggling all day, really.
Yeah, he's finding this quite difficult, I think. Right, Matt Cause. I think the only way that Matt Cause can mount a challenge to Chicken Guy is if he tries something very audacious with his pit stops. Other than that, I mean, his tyres don't look in good nick, Matt. He's very, very slow at the moment. I think he might need to come in.
He's closing in very quickly.
If I was Matt Cause, I would go into the pits at the end of this lap, I think, and just stick on another pair of ultras. Oh, Goy's gone. Where's he gone?
What's that? Turn 3, I think. Is that turn 3? No. No, it's a different part of the track.
Oh no, he's lost it into the triple right-hander. I've just seen him on the left-hand side of the screen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh Goy. That's a shame.
I was about to say Ravers would be furious if Goy scored points and he didn't, but not anymore. Yeah. 12 laps in the ultras is about all they'll go, really, it seems.
Yeah. Well, Ravers
Chicken Guy's now placed in a second on Tim today.
So that gap is coming down.
Yeah. He's going to have 3 more, about 2 laps more of decent tyres, Chicken Guy, so see interesting if he cuts this pit stop short to stick with Tim Tonnerre on the pits, or if he keeps his tyre advantage.
Yeah, well, Tim's gonna go for another set of ultras, I would imagine. No, he's gone for the supers. Oh no, he has. Maybe they just. No, yeah, he has gone for the supers. That's a very interesting tactic. That.
He's obviously playing it safe, realising he's got 17 seconds in the bag.
Yeah. Well. Strange call.
If Chicken Guy pits at the end of this lap, that undercut won't be too bad, and he'll have fresh ultras.
Matt Cause has pitted, and he is going on to.
Leaving us ultras.
Oh, he's had a 5-second stop go as well, I think.
Yeah, that was a 5-second stop go.
Yeah, fresh set of ultra soft tyres. So Matt Cause, could that be podium chances gone? He's going to have a blinding final stint. And he's going to have to push
within 5 seconds.
Yeah, so. Is he going to get out ahead of Cress? Yes, he is. So he's currently in net P6. Bendel and Hammer Time are going to be going to the end.
Hammer Time's had a great race so far.
Yeah, he has. He could get a podium here.
Yeah, the tyre advantage. Plus, Wee Man's got a pit again, obviously.
Chicken Guy's got a pit again as well.
Yeah, it depends. See what his pace is like towards the end of the race on those supers, and that'll be the factor, I believe.
Yeah, this is a very, very interesting race. I'm not sure how this is going to pan out.
No, it's nice to see that when you've got differing strategies right at the front. So Chicken Guy, I would pit now. He's carrying on. He's going to try and hold his tyre advantage, but he's going to lose quite a bit of time to in behind on the supers, I believe.
Yeah, is he going to try and pit for another set of hyper? Is he going to try and pit for hypersofts? That's my big question.
Got a yellow.
We have indeed. Not too sure who it is.
It's Tim again. He's spinning around.
Yeah, he's not having the best of luck at all, is he, Tim?
Not
it's a shame. He had superb pace at the end of F1 2017. Maybe it is just a case of the assists and the tyre management and so on. Rich T Game has got a 5-second stop go for exceeding track limits, and he's going to have to serve that because he's not taking those supers to the end.
Yeah, that'll promote City Posh to P9. Although City Posh didn't need to pit again, so it's probably not going to change the race that much.
No, well, Tim Tonnerre's in complete control of this. He's 2.5 seconds behind Chicken Guy. He can really just coast this home now, I think.
Certainly. Hammer Time is holding that gap at 6 seconds between him and Wee Man in front of him. So when Wee Man pits, he's going to be behind him.
Yeah, definitely. Matt Cause is catching up to the back of Bendel fairly quickly. He's brought it down by a couple of seconds already in a lap, so...
Interestingly, that stop go from Rich T means that Toon Bassett is in the points.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to pit again as well, though. So, realistically, who's left to pit? So, Chicken Guy, Wee Man, Toon Patter. Rich T's just got past Toon Patter. And that's Tim.
So he should be on for a point at least, Rich T.
Yeah, at the very least.
Tim Tonnerre's only a second now. He's losing a lot of time now, Chicken Guy on those ultras.
Right, Wee Man has pitted.
Right then, where's he going to put?
He's gone onto the ultra soft tyre. Where is Matt Cause?
He's passed him.
Yeah, Matt Cause is going to have quite a nice advantage on him here. Matt Cause is closing into Bendel at rapid rate as well.
Yeah, Matt Cause is reminding me quite a bit of me last night. Yeah. Great pace on fresh tyres. As soon as they get a bit warm.
I think Hammer Time is going to get P2 in this race. I really do. Right, Tim Tonnerre's got past Chicken Guy with ease. Chicken Guy doesn't really put up a fight.
Go on, pit, Chicken Guy, pit.
I think he's going to see it out and go into hypers at the end, but I think that's ruined his chances, I think.
You can only really do 6 laps, 7 laps, hypers.
Exactly, but time is coming down to hammer time as well, and the longer he stays on his ultras for, the more that hammer time is going to gain on him. So he's going to have more work to do when he does pit. Is he going to respond on this lap? Let's wait and see. No, he's not. No, he stays out.
Yeah, he's going for the hypers, but I think he might have made a poor strategy call, Chicken Guy.
Yeah, right, I'm going to go to Matt Cause.
The man came out in 7th at the end behind Crest. Got a yellow again, so that's him. It's not. Who is it this time? Def, I believe, coming out of turn 3.
Well, at the moment it's a battle for position between Bendel and Matt Cause. Half a second is the gap. Hammer time 10.5 seconds up the road, so...
Yeah, we've got Pagani cheering on his fellow admin. Hammer time at the minute. Has Hammer time had a podium in next divisions, not performance?
No, I don't believe so. I think it's only been performance.
Pretty big for him.
Yeah, he said he was feeling confident tonight. That gap is coming down slowly to Chicken Guy. But when do you reckon Chicken Guy is going to pit? I reckon at the end of lap 21. Possibly.
You can take hypers 8 laps, but the last lap is going to be very slow on those hypers. So.
Yeah, well, he took them 8 laps at the start, so, and they were used, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes in this lap. Right, Matt Cause is right on the back of Bendel. Yeah, Bendel
looks
just
like a good move.
Yeah, holds his line, doesn't cause too much bother. I think Bendel's going to be quite content with his position at the moment.
It's surprised he didn't go defensive there to help out his teammate a little bit.
Yeah, I think he just doesn't want to hinder his own race. He's in a very, very good position. P5 would be Bendel's best finish in FTRL, so it looks like the Hash drivers have got the strategy spot on tonight between them.
Yeah,
Chicken Guy has pitted, interestingly, so he's onto the hypers. Hammer time.
Right. How fast can he go?
Yeah. Oh well, I think he's going to end up with P2 in this race, to be perfectly honest. It's going to be close coming out of the pits.
Yeah, he should be able to close that gap in.
Yeah, he certainly should.
However, he has lost about 7. He's lost about 7 seconds on Tim with those pit stops at the end.
Yeah, I think P2 is the best he can hope for.
Still a good result, Chicken Guy.
Yeah, still a very good result. I think he got that last week as well, P2. It was either him or Cress, one of them.
Could be the underdog for the championship, this, right?
Could well be. I mean, I called him as my surprise driver this season, so
Alright,
never know. Well, just saying, just saying.
Just saying.
Yeah, Matt Cause, I think P4 is the best he's going to hope for, but for any incidents, which obviously we don't wish on anybody, but Matt Cause will be silently wishing. Wee Man is closing up to the back of Bendel. He's half the gap in 1 lap.
Chicken Guy just needs to remain patient now. He can easily get P2 if he just holds it together.
Yeah, he doesn't strike me as an aggressive driver, so...
He really made his mark in FTRL first race, all off that brilliant mover on the outside in Bahrain, so...
Yeah, remember that. Good knowledge.
He's got the overtakes. Thank you.
Very impressed, Will.
Yeah, he's got some overtaking ability, that's for sure, so he should be able to do this.
I think this is just now the perfect time to say how well has Tim Tonnerre done in this race with that strategy. Or even just with his pace in general, he's been absolutely superb. 25.5 seconds clear of the field.
Yeah, he's been a step up, really.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see a move now from Chicken Guy. Maybe even before the DRS. Yeah, he's going to get this done easily. Hammer Time doesn't need to put up a fight. He's got 8 seconds to Matt Cause. The next move I think we're going to see or attempt is going to be Wee Man on Bendel, which I imagine will be done fairly soon.
Yeah, well, if the previous ones anything to go by, Wee Man is not going to hesitate, so...
No, I think he'll go for it on the first attempt.
Hopefully this isn't going to compromise Bendel in any way, because he's had a great race.
Yeah.
Blue Flag's had a quiet race, but he's in P7, so he will be scoring points, but he might have hoped for maybe a little bit better.
Well, I don't think he was too optimistic going into the race.
Yeah. I mean,
Yellow
it's
in
tricky
sector 2.
Matt Cause 6.5 seconds. Don't think he's going to catch him.
No. I mean, he needs to pull more than a second a lap at the moment.
If anything, he's losing time.
Yeah. He's driving very hesitantly, is Matt. I mean, he's got a lot
Here
of...
he goes, Weeman. That's a nice move that time from Weeman. Smart little move to the inside, gets past Bendel. Nice and cleanly.
Yeah, Bendel running P6.
It's showing from the Haas drivers.
Yeah, certainly is. Bendel having a look back at Wee Man now. He's gone for a dive, very late on the brakes.
Is he going to switch back?
Oh, he spun.
He went to switch back, but he was just too greedy on the throttle there.
Yeah.
Shame.
And that it's going to have burnt his tyres. Yeah, his tyres are going to be on fire now. Matt Cause is slowly closing the gap. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, Matt Cause does have a penalty as well, I believe.
Probably. Yeah. P4, I think... Did he get a podium? Because I think Cat got P4 last week.
Academies?
Yeah, I think he got P4, didn't he?
That was Div 1, yeah.
Oh, he's Div 1. Jesus Christ. My knowledge is gone. I had it, it was good earlier, it's gone now.
Right, Matt Cause is closing the gap fairly quickly to Tezza, but he's only running in low battery at the moment.
He's got a lot of battery saved up actually.
He's got
He probably needs
90%.
to burn it.
Yeah, he really does need to push now.
Decent fuel as well.
He can catch Tezza. If he puts that up high and really attacks for a couple of laps, he could close up. Because all he's doing is he's costing himself time at the moment.
I mean, Cress is closing in on Blue Flag extremely quickly on those hypers.
Yeah.
He's taken 6 temps out through 2 corners.
Yeah, Matt Cause needs to leave this in medium or high as opposed to keeping it in low. Really needs to push now. He's on fresher tyres.
I reckon we might see Cress catch up to Blue Flag.
Yeah. Very soon.
Seems to be a massive difference between the hypers and the ultras in speed, but also in wear.
Must admit the Ferrari does look nice under the lights in Abu Dhabi.
It does. Shame that the viewers can see more of your Ferrari under the lights this night.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yep, nice one.
Alright.
For those who don't know, Will is he is the reigning Div 1 champion, but he's also a very obnoxious champion, very arrogant champion, you know.
Oh yeah, massively.
Right, Matt Cause has now lowered the gap to Tezza to 5 seconds, but he's really lifting.
Yeah, his tyres are gone.
Yeah, but sectors 1 and 2. Oh, that's Tim, I believe.
Yeah, I thought for a second that Hammertime had lost it, but no, it.
Right, Matt might get DRS on Tim here, possibly.
Press 2 temps.
No, he's not. Yeah, Matt is closing, but is it going to be enough? Is the question.
Press is gonna. look to get a good launch out of this hairpin, which he does. Great launch. And he's passed through flag very early in the straight there, up to P7.
Yeah, Simon concedes a position, not much you can do about it.
Not at all.
But if he can just stay with him, those hypers might die out a little bit towards the end. Matt Claw's down to 4.5 seconds now with 3 laps to go.
Oh, hang on. Looks like it's just gone straight around the outside again.
Nice move.
Don't think if he had some massive speed advantage on that. Oh no, he's gone wide though.
Yeah, he's not going to make this easy for Chris. Oh, Simon had to lift a little bit there. All he's got to do is stay within touching distance. That's all he's got to do.
Yeah, fresh height is going to be tricky to stay within touching distance, I imagine.
Now, will we see Wee Man catch up to the back of Bendel? He's got it back to 2.5 seconds.
See how much he lifts through this. Not really at all.
Right, he's going to get DRS on Tim this time, Matt calls. If anything, he's just got to absolutely go for it now. In the final couple of laps, give it all or nothing if he wants to have any chance of a podium. Albeit a very slim chance.
Yeah, his hopes seem to be fading away a little bit. Wheeman is definitely closing up to Bendel now. He has done 10 laps on those ultras as Bendel. So
Yeah, it's
they
gonna,
aren't going to feel great.
well, I think it might be an all or nothing move at the end of the race. Prototype Steph's just got back past Toon Patter. Rich T Gaming looks on course for the final point scoring position. Hello, we've got a... Yeah, Tim 12's gone. DNF'd, unfortunately for him. Not had the best of luck tonight.
He's got a penalty there, Bendel. He had a few mistakes through that last sector. Wheeman to put us right up.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little bit of pressure. A little bit too much pressure for him, maybe. I'm not too sure.
Anyway. The tyres. 11 laps.
Yeah. Oh, Bendel slid. Oh.
Ooh.
Bendel took evasive action. Yeah. I think he just conceded it to Wee Man there.
Yeah,
then again,
Bendel was just really trying not to slide into it, you know.
Well, they've both got penalties, these two. So I think Wee Man has more than what Bendel does. Bendel, if he can pop this up into overtake or to hot lap mode with DRS.
He's gaining.
Just to brake a bit earlier than what he did the last time. Yeah, gets the move done. Wee Man going for the same move which cost him last time. He's going to look up the inside of Bendel, I think. No, he's not. This could be close.
Ooh.
Yeah, nice move.
Got him. Yeah, so you can definitely make nice clean moves.
Yeah, he just we've just seen a few erratic ones this evening.
Yeah. Matt Cole's 5.8, so he's no longer gaining on hammer time.
Yeah, no, I think he's just going to sit comfortably in P4. So as it currently stands, Chicken Guy will take the lead of the championship, and I believe Matt Calls will put himself up into... Well, no, he might stay in P4 actually, because Tim will be 1 point ahead of him after the race win, providing he wraps it up. So it's quite close in Div 2 after a couple of rounds.
Who's your driver of the day then, Aaron?
Well, if you look at overall strategy, I'd have to give it to Hammer Time. I think I will give it to Hammer Time, but I would also like to give an honourable mention to Tim purely on the fact of how much he's dominated this race from qualifying with an exceptionally good lap. I think he was about half a second clear of the next driver, and he's absolutely dominated this from start to finish. So he deserves enormous credit as he's coming round.
He's done.
And he takes the checkered flag. Excellent drive from Tim.
Brilliant drive.
Yeah, the two Haas drivers have had a superb race today, Hammer Time and Bendel.
Yeah, I agree with you. Drive of the day for me is Hammer Time. It's so rare that you get to see an alternate strategy actually work in F1 like the game. So
yeah, Chicken Guy.
It's great to see it.
Brings home the points, puts himself top of the championship.
It's a great result.
Hammer Time comes over.
He'll be absolutely delighted with that.
Yep, and Matt Cors comes home in P4. Wayman crosses the line in P5. Is Bendel going to get him on penalties? Yes, he is. Yep. Bendel finishes P5. Cress comes home in P7. Simon's going to come home in P8. There are points on the board for him, so I think he'll take that. City Posh going to get his first points of the season.
Yeah, City Posh, not, again, quite like Cress really, not quite got the outright pace that he often has. But he has finished his race, so.
Difficult track, Abu Dhabi. And then Rich T Gaming brought home the final points. And then I think it was Toom Patter, Prototype Steph were the last two finishers of the race. Give you the final classifications in just a second. As Tim Tonnerre deservedly steps on the top step of the podium, lifts his trophy. Chicken Guy clapping him, thinking, yep, well, I'm top of the championship. And Hammer Time be delighted with his P3. So yeah, are you giving your driver of the day to Hammer Time as well?
Yeah, that one stop strategy was great. But again, as you said, massive congratulations to Tim. That's one of the most sort of commanding victories I've seen, really. Yeah.
Well, so final classifications, we've got Tim Tonnerre takes the checkered flag with Chicken Guy in P2 and Hammer Time completing the podium. Matt Cors comes home in P4, his second P4 of the season. Bendel in P5, good result for him, best ever in FTRL. Wayman comes home in P6. Cress in P7, won't be too happy with his results. Simon likewise in P8. City Posh and Rich T pick up the final points. Prototype Steph and Toom Patter the last to finish with DNFs from Tim 12, Goykart, Willie Tix, Ravers Revenge and FTRL Daddy. Agent Panda unfortunately couldn't race due to internet issues at the start of the race. So I think what we will do now is I will just invite the podium drivers into the party.
Yeah, I thought that was definitely a very intriguing race towards the end.
That was. It was a good race and a very enjoyable race for different reasons compared to normal. Normally, it's all about the action and the overtakes and so on, but this one was a lot more interesting in terms of strategy. So we'll just wait for everybody to join the party. Right, can someone drop a message into Div2 for us and just tell Tim it's podium interview, because I'm not sure he will.
I'll do that, mate.
Thank you very much, pal.
Hell.
So thank you very much, mate.
That was an intense one.
Yeah, it looked it. It was a very enjoyable race. Right, let me just see. Right.
I've just messaged him.
Yeah, Tim's just said he's trying to join. So I'll send him another one. We'll be with you shortly, gents. There we go. Right, here is our podium sitters. Lads, first of all, can you all just check that you're allowing your voice to be shared for me?
Let's see. Yeah, mine is allowed.
Yep.
Yeah, mine's fine.
Wicked. Right, everyone's good. Right, first of all, Tim, massive congratulations on your first ever win in FTRL.
Thank you.
Absolutely lightning qualifying lap. Where did that pace come from? Is Abu Dhabi a strong track for you?
Yeah, it has always been a strong track for me, but this was one of my best laps. I also did practice, but I couldn't get this fast. But yeah, so it was very good.
Yeah, really, really impressive. I think that would have put you P3 in Division 1 as well with that lap. So, I mean,
Okay.
that just shows how much of a good lap that was.
Yeah.
Going from the race, obviously, I think you went from hypers to ultras to super softs.
Yeah.
Was you kind of taking it as it came, or was that your strategy all the way through?
No, I was just taking it as it came because the hypers were, I don't know, the tires were very hard to manage.
Yeah.
And so I went to ultras because they just said I should do it, so I thought, no, let's do it. But the ultras were also like, after 10 laps or so, something I was struggling like a lot. So I thought, let's just take it easy and go to the supers and just bring it on.
Yeah, because we did think of it. I think you pitted with about 12 laps to go at the end, and you went on to supers, and we were saying that's a strange one. But I think you must have at that point realised how comfortable you were. You just needed to bring the car home. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. Right, well, Will, anything to add to Tim?
I mean, massive congratulations, mate. That was a great drive.
Thank you. Phil.
Was there any point during that you thought Chicken Guy might catch up, or were you pretty calm?
No, I thought, I maybe thought if I make a mistake, but just took it easy and just brought it home.
So how did it feel going through, I think it's turn 3? Because that's where most of the drivers had problems throughout yesterday and tonight. Was there any little scary lots bits through there, or is that alright?
When the tires started to wear out, I I had a hard time sometimes. There was oversteer in that corner, but I just took it a bit slower, and then I could just drive good.
Yeah, well done, mate.
Nicely done. We will come back to you very soon. Right, Chicken Guy. Another solid performance, mate. I think, is that your second P2 in a row, or did Chris get here last week?
Yeah, I got P2 at Germany as well.
Well, there we go. So, consistently P2 at the moment, mate. That puts you top of the Drivers' Championship. So, talk us through your race tonight.
Quality was like, I was pretty happy with it, to be honest. It was like P3, so it wasn't too bad, but it's like, I knew from that point when Tim was so much quicker than anyone that it was going to be like tough to catch him. So my start wasn't great. I don't know, it just wasn't great. I think I went a bit wide into T1, then quite a few people like got down the inside.
Yeah.
And then, so I was probably like P5 for a while, and then Wee Man and I think it might have been Ravers were having a big battle up in front. So I was just taking it easy behind them for a while. And then, went deep on the hypers, and then just like was sort of by myself for a while, wasn't I? And then had that little battle with, it might have been Hammer Time towards the end, when I was on those hypers and he was on the supers, I think. I was like right at the end. It was pretty standard, to be honest. It wasn't like that intense for me.
Yeah. Do you think you're did you sort of do the same as Tim and just kind of take your strategy as it come, or did you have that in mind before the start of the race?
I did a practice race last night, and that's the strategy that I used, and it seemed to work alright, so I just thought, well, we'll just use this, because it's what the game suggests anyway.
Yeah.
So,
because we were a little bit...
Right.
Yeah, I mean, at one point it seemed like if you went in a bit... Correct me if I'm wrong here, Will, but I think if you went in a little bit earlier, you wouldn't have I think you would have taken it reasonably close towards the end. I think there was like a little 1 or 2 lap window where I think if you pitted, I can't exactly remember when it was, but you could have been a hell of a lot closer, I think, towards the end. So we were thinking maybe you were just content with finishing P2, or did you really think that was your only option tonight, P2?
Well, to be honest, I think I was on the ultras, and then Tim came past me because he'd already done a pit stop, and then I just thought, well, there's no chance I'm going to catch him on these tyres, and I was the gap from behind to, I think it's hammer time, was coming down a bit, so I just thought I'd pit anyway, but it didn't really change much, did it? So yeah.
Well, nevertheless, congratulations on P2. Anything to add, Will?
Yeah, you seem to take the tyres quite a bit. I think definitely one stint quite a bit further than the other guys. Was tyre management sort of first in your list of priorities, or were you really pushing?
No, I don't think I was pushing too much there. I feel like generally I'm quite good on tyres, like looking after them. So I was like consciously thinking about it. But going through that first sector where like everyone was having problems, I didn't have like one moment through the race because I was just like taking it nice and easy, lifting off a little bit, just making sure I didn't bin it.
Yeah, you certainly seem to have got time management sorted on this game. Do you reckon that's going to help you going through the season?
Yeah, if we have a few more tracks like this where like other people are struggling with it, and I think I can definitely like use it to my advantage. Like, just yeah, it should be alright.
Nice, well, congrats on P2.
Cheers.
Cool, right, hammer time. Terry, your first ever podium in normal divisions, am I right in saying that? I know you got wins in performance.
Yeah, this is the first one.
Well, it looks like you really smashed that strategy tonight. We were massively impressed. It kind of come out of nowhere, really, because we were talking about Tim, Chicken Guy, Matt Cause, that kind of calibre of people, and then all of a sudden you just came into the fray and held your podium spot, mate. Was that kind of your plan from the start? Did you think you'd be able to get a podium tonight?
The way I qualified, no. I thought I was going to be maybe pushing top 6 maximum, but it was literally just a textbook case of racing my own race.
Yeah.
With that one stop.
Yeah, because did you qualify P11?
Yes.
Yeah, so some would say, to be honest with you, that was probably one of the best places to start in Abu Dhabi, considering the sort of physics of this game, because you saw last night Dutch did the one stop, and he sort of was in control of it quite nicely, and it looked like he did exactly the same thing tonight. Noticed that Bendel did exactly the same thing as you, just obviously a flip reverse strategy. Did you kind of discuss that first, or did you come up with that sort of yourselves, or was it like a team thing?
We didn't discuss strategy. We had a little discussion before the race started, car setups and what have you. But strategy-wise, he come up with that by himself.
Oh, nicely done.
I think it was definitely what you had to do back there. I don't think a 2-stop back where we would have got us up that far.
No, absolutely. Well, we saw you was involved in a few little scraps tonight. Was you around? Was any of you guys around the incident with Wee Man and Ravers, or was that?
No.
I was right behind that. I got a great view of it.
Yeah, I'm not so sure what happened there. It looked like Ravers' wheel just came off very, very willingly.
Yeah.
But
well, on my screen, it looked like Wee Man and Ravers just came side by side pretty usually, and then like I don't know, it lagged or something, and then next thing I saw, Ravers' wheel just like popped off.
Yeah, it was a very, very, very questionable
I don't think
move.
anyone was at fault, to be honest.
No, well, we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to see if anything comes in. But yeah, just coming back to you, Tel. So before I pass you on to Will, obviously with a P3 finish, and you were running very strongly last week, but for the incident, unfortunately, where you retired, you can take quite a lot of confidence into the rest of the season with your start. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, we've got sort of the bad tracks out of the way, well, in my eyes anyway. 2 tracks that I don't really like. Spain next week, I like that. But yeah, going forward, I think maybe a top 5, top 4 finish in the league isn't out of reach.
Nicely done. Well, if you can get yourself in the top 4, it'll be that promotional space. So, and then you'll be up to Div 1. Right, passing you on to Will. Will, anything for Hammer Time?
Yeah, I think you're in P2 at some point. Chicken Guy on those fresh hikers behind you. Was you? You didn't look like you played that too harshly on defence there. Was that? Were you sort of bearing that in mind?
Yeah, that was. I see as I was coming down the main straight. I think he was coming out of the pits as I was coming down. So I knew straight away my fight was with Matt Cause. In no way was I going to fight with Chicken Guy. That would have just slowed me up and dragged me back into with Matt. So yeah, that was a no contest. I was never going to fight that position.
Yeah, you definitely worked out in the end with P3. You and Ben Dole obviously both scored pretty well with pass today. Do you reckon you've got do you reckon you can take it in the constructors?
I think we've got a very good chance. We're both at the same level. But yeah, I think we could both bring some strong points home and hopefully push for the Constructors' Championship.
Nice. Well, massive congratulations on P3.
Thank you.
Yeah, nicely done. Right, just coming back to you then, Tim, and then we'll ask one final question to all the drivers. So, obviously, picking up your race win tonight in such a sort of dominant way, I'm not too sure what happened to you last week. Did you retire last week in Germany?
Yeah, I retired.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously, you can take a lot of confidence from that tonight. Do you think that, I mean, is there any more tracks that sort of suit you on the calendar? Do you think you could be pushing for promotion this season?
Yeah, right now I think it's a bit early to say, but if you can keep this streak going, maybe I can do it.
Just kind of race by race for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Right, and finally, just a question to all of you. We'll start off with you, Tim. What's your views on Spain? Are you looking for a good result in Spain, or is that a weaker track for you?
I don't know. I've actually haven't driven that much in this game, so yeah, I'm just seeing how it goes.
No, nice. On to you, Chicken.
I don't know. Spain could be alright, to be fair. I don't know, I quite like it because it's like twisty, I guess. So it's like a bit more technical than some of the other tracks.
Yeah, nicely done. And what about you, Tel? I know you touched on Spain just then. Is it one of your favourite on the calendar, or is it just an okay one for you?
It's probably one of my top 3 tracks that I like. Whether I'm going to be fast as all these guys is another question, but yeah, it's up there in my top 3 favourite tracks. Yeah,
well, hopefully it'll be a little bit easier on tyre wear as well. I know that the street circuits are proving quite difficult, and we've got quite a few of them on this calendar, so it's certainly going to be interesting. But anyway, right, thank you all very much. Congratulations on your podiums tonight. Thank you for joining me in the box tonight, Will. And
it's all right.
We shall see you all on Monday for the Division 1 race at Spain. We have got Division 2 at Spain this time next week, and then we have the beginning of the highly anticipated Performance League next week as well, starting on Wednesday. So that's something that you won't want to miss. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Congratulations to the podium runners tonight, and we will see you next week.